Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about disappointment. That's right. Fragrances that just simply had to be moved on, and how this is a pretty much inevitable part of you building out your taste, your collection, and really finding the fragrances that you truly enjoy and love to wear. So when it comes to building a fragrance collection, I've always been very cutthroat with what stays in the collection. It has to impress me for a long time, okay? It has to be one of those fragrances where I put it on and it's just like, oh, nothing else matters. You know what I mean? It's just captivating me. All the stages have to impress me. And the reason why I'm so particular is because I don't want a gigantic, oversized collection. I want to really have, a reasonable selection that is manageable and actually wearable. So that is just my philosophy when it comes to collecting. You don't have to do that. But when I'm talking about some of these fragrances in the video today, I'm not saying they're bad fragrances. I'm just saying I personally didn't like aspects of them. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. If you enjoy, be sure to hit the like button, hit the sub button, and let me know if you've ever kicked a fragrance out of your collection, and maybe how many you've done that too, because I also think that's an interesting number. Okay, so the first one, I wore it the other day, and I sold it the same day. Very rarely am I that disappointed. It was actually a fragrance I unboxed on the channel from Xerjoff Casamarati. It is called Mephisto Gentle Uomo. It's a beautiful sort of barber shoppy, citrusy, powdery, clean smelling fragrance, or so I thought. So I wore it from a sample, and I was won over. I was like, yeah, this is really awesome. Nice. I'm going to get a bottle. So I got the bottle, but I think this is my first encounter with a wear experience that was different, comparing it to the sample wear experience and the bottle wear experience. And I think this had to do with the amount that I sprayed. But once I sprayed it from the bottle, it was kind of just over. And the bottle wasn't off. It wasn't like defective or anything. It was brand new, completely unsprayed. It was just the wear experience that sort of axed it for me. You see, from the sample, the experience was clean and fresh and airy and elegant. And I was like, this is awesome. From the bottle, it started out the same way, but as the fragrance was drying down and transitioning, it just got worse and worse until the base, right, the full dry down actually occurred, and I detected amber woods, okay, or what I perceive to be as amber woods. So amber woods are sort of very controversial in the fragrance community. A lot of the brands nowadays put amber woods into perfumes to jack up their performance, to make them last super long and project and whatever else. But some people are very sensitive to amberwood materials, and they've become notorious as a result. Now, amberwoods aren't inherently bad. In fact, there are probably amberwoods in perfumes that I adore. It just has everything to do with how they're utilized and how they're, incorporated into the overall wear experience and the dosage, right? A great example of perfume that I love, that I know for a fact has amberwoods, is Frederic Malle the Moon. Probably one of the greatest fruity oud fragrances, maybe even the top dog of fruity oud fragrances on the market. So what made the dry down of Mephisto Gentle Uomo, what made me sell it like same day? So amberwoods, when they aren't really handled well, in my opinion, can come off as metallic and screechy, and possibly the worst thing about them, they never go away. I mean, they are there on your skin, right, detectable for, if you don't wash it off, probably over 12 hours, 15 hours, 24 hours, depending. So when this fresh, clean, airy thing suddenly turned into a screechy, metallic thing, I was like, I think we're done. That was certainly an interesting experience. That was the first time I experienced a different wear than comparing it between the sample and a bottle. So yeah, that's a pretty good track record though. I've bought a lot of perfume, and only having that happen once, I'll take it. So the second fragrance I want to talk about in this video is actually a phenomenal fragrance that I think I would even recommend to you. It is Guerlain Mandarin Basilic Harvest. It's a limited edition. They make two different versions in their Aqua Allegoria line of Mandarin Basilic. You have the original, and then you have the Forte version, and then the limited edition Harvest version, which is the one that I had, was right in the middle of the two. It kind of combined elements of each. It was an extremely realistic, juicy, sweet orange fragrance. It was great. I really enjoyed it. The thing about me getting rid of that fragrance and sort of culling the collection was I recently got a bottle of Frederic Malle Bigarade Concentré, and I also own Parfum d'Empire Azamor Les Oranges. Now, those are two orange fragrances, right? So I was wearing Mandarin Basilic Harvest the other day, and sometimes this will happen, and if you have an extensive fragrance collection, I'm sure this has happened to you. You'll wear something, and you'll just go, why didn't I just wear, insert name of fragrance? Sometimes you just think to yourself, I would have preferred wearing this. And that's what happened with Mandarin Basilic Harvest. I just would have preferred to wear the other fragrances that I mentioned. And there were other things about it. I wasn't crazy about the dry down, and it's a citrus fragrance, of course, so it's not going to have the most unbelievable transitional wear experience. It's not going to be like, an amouage or a wonderfully balanced chypre fragrance that has multiple layers. Citrus fragrances, at least pure citrus fragrances, are just that. You're going to have this very uplifting burst of citrusy, juicy, effervescence, and then it's going to peter off into, more often than not, sort of a green, musky dry down that retains some of the original top note smell. And that's what Mandarin Basilic Harvest was. But comparing the wear experience to the Frederic Malle Bigarade Concentré and the Parfum d'Empire Azamor Les Oranges, I felt both of those perfumes were more interesting to wear and had slightly more wear transition. And this is what it's all about. This is why I like having a collection. You get to min-max. You get to be nitpicky. You get to go, you know what? I prefer this, and this one's getting someone else can enjoy it, right? So yeah, there we go. I mean, maybe I'll make a video about collection building and my overall thought process, and maybe the history of my collection, because believe it or not, I actually have a detailed history of every single perfume I have gotten rid of in order. So we can go through it, and maybe I'll save that for a video. Let me know if you want to see that in the comment section. So be sure to also let me know if you've also gotten rid of fragrances you thought you loved, how many you've gotten rid of, and if you've enjoyed, be sure to hit the like button and hit the sub button for more reviews, list videos, and a whole bunch of stuff coming up on the channel. Be sure to turn notifications on so you don't miss a beat. Appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.